Question 1328. Should we be moving away from plastics in our everyday lives?
Seriously.
Yeah.
We should be, but we're not doing it correctly, are we? Sorry.
I don't think we should be. Not in the short term.
It doesn't say short term in the question.
It should be... but yeah, but the short term I'm thinking is 100 years.
Should plastics be removed from everyday lives? Is an answer of yes. In the short term, that's different. That's a totally different question.
Well, I mean, we can move towards biodegradable plastics, and that's not a big deal. We can do that.
Even then, the energy production of those plastics is greater. This is one of those quick questions that I get stuck on because, from a CO2 perspective, better to carry on the way we are now. Use plastics, throw it in the ground.
I mean, you're still using petroleum too to make it, so.
Those are all good points.
There's too many very important things nowadays that are made out of plastic. So I think it should be reserved for specific uses. It shouldn't be allowed to be used in stuff like disposable picnic plates and plastic utensils and McDonald's cups and things like that.
Absence of there being a clever actual scientist here, this argument has lots of
only one stool.
This argument has lots of variables because it's like the electric car argument. Yes, electric cars, good, but how do we get to that? How do we charge them? Can we do it? Can the electric...
I mean, stop kicking. Stop kicking him or I'll turn it off.
How come he keeps coming back?
You know what? Mr. Celery is going to make a visit if you don't stop.
It's not me.
No.
Dave is being naughty. It's not me.
It's not me. You cannot see the chat.
Actually, I can't because my eyes are bad.
Are we still answering a question?
We are.
Yeah. Okay.
Manda.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
You think the extra CO2 is worth it? I mean, just in crisps alone, the increase in CO2 of having to switch away from plastics, from using plastic
I'm
bags.
not saying, but like you said, there's no time frame on this. You don't just, cut it out entirely right away. But eventually, we're going to have to anyway, or we're just going to. The ocean is just going to be, huge piles of fucking.
Well, no, that's not really the argument. There is definitely an argument for not dumping our plastic in the fucking ocean. That seems ridiculous, but that's not really relevant to the should we stop using plastic question.
It kind of is, though.
Yeah, because, it's got to go somewhere, and we're going to keep making it, and yeah, so it is.
But we can dump it in the ground quite safely, as long as we actually do that.
Not really.
No.
Yandiri says, you will never escape the plastic monster. Doorknob Head says, is plastic a material or a characteristic of materials? Let's all get stoned.
I understand that you can recycle plastic to the point of taking it back to crude oil.
Not really. It's okay. It's not your. Yes, you can, but the amount of energy involved is ridiculous. It's not viable.
We just need to get off of the crude oil, and move more towards renewable energies to sort a lot of this problem.
I'm with Julie LaVoice out in the chat. Says that plastic. Yeah, get rid of plastic. Glass is fine. I would. What got me
again? No. Again, the problem with glass in consumer things, you are massively increasing the weight.
Yes, you are. But what got me onto this whole thing is that when they started using plastic for peanut butter jars, they eliminated the measuring cup sizes on the side of it.
Yes.
Well, I want glass back because I want the measuring cup.
How many jelly jars do you have for like drinking vessels in your counter? I know in London for a while there were a lot of hipster places. Oh, let's use these mason jars to drink out of. I was like, us poor folks in the South are just drinking out of that because that's what our jelly was in.
Yeah, I used lots of different containers for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I like the ones from that horrible grated tree. I mean, Parmesan cheese that they're, it's about this big in diameter.
Yeah,
about this tall. That's real good for mint juleps.
Yeah, those are, and people are like, "Oh, look, we're all hipstery using these mason jars." I'm like, "No, us poor folks in the South. We've been doing that for years."
And on those, if you save the top, you even got a place to put your straw.
That's right. Poke a little hole in the top, and you see right there.
That's right.
Mario Cat says, "Yes, we need an alternative industry, though." Ox says, "If it's man-made, it needs to go." That includes men; they're man-made. Julie says, yes, no more plastics, glass is fine. Jeff says, we ultimately need to move away from plastics. Bottle of Sewing says, no, the planet is already destroyed, party on and love someone. Yuan says, if there aren't any plastic forks, what is the alternative to a disposable not-at-home fork? Take a fork with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Ox points out, plastic straws kill more than 1,000 turtles a year. You see, there's a solution to that. Don't give the turtles the plastic straws.
Yeah, or teach them how to use them properly.
Stick up your nose. Trans Atheist says, no, plastic will be around longer than us. After we extinct, I think. It will be our legacy, so a future alien race will know we existed. I think you're right. Gary says, microplastics will kill us. They may well do. Julie says, I have disposable spoons made of bamboo. Wood, I mean, there's certainly a lot of things from a plastic perspective you could go to wood with. But I'm not sure.
There's nothing wrong with metal utensils.
No,
they last.
But they're not. But they're not disposable. They're not disposable in the same way. Whereas
I'd rather throw a metal fork into a landfill than a plastic one.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I mean, it can be recycled in a much better way. Perhaps we should be moving to things that we think at the moment as more permanent, as recyclable.
Mm.
Glass forks. Everybody should have glass forks, glass spoons.
That won't break off in your steak while you're cutting it, right?
No, why would that happen?
Nerdy says disposable spatula hands.
Spatula hands. That's like Edward Scissorhands except cooking. Why isn't that a film, Tim Burton? Edward Spatula Hands, the best cook in London.
Because Stool owns the rights to Spatula Hands.
This is true.
This is true.
Very true.
You should write a screenplay and send it to Tim Burton. He hasn't worked in a while.
Listen for that.
I also own the rights to Spatula Carrot.
Spatula Carrot. Math Pig.
Yeah, well, as I was sniping at the start, yes, overall you should. Probably more pushing for biodegradable plastics, which I'm nearly sure I you can get. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody else has pretty much covered everything.
Fair enough. Anyone got anything else to add before we run away to the next question?
No.
Yeah, you need to. Did you actually answer, Dave?
Well, my answer would be no definitely in the short to medium term.
Okay.
I think CO2 is more important on a massive scale. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.